Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you game 1 in a series between Darken and Coolxian. Darken spawning as the blue Undead player here on the bottom right hand side of the map. I believe this is Ancient Isle 2. Meanwhile, on the top left you see Coolxian spawning as the red Night Elf. Night Elf versus Undead, a very common matchup as of late, as things are now speeding along to the 2-minute mark. Hopefully this game will get underway and get straight into the action. All right, we are now slowing things down. We are almost at the 2-minute mark, and it is going to be a Keeper of the Grove as the primary hero. Now, Keeper of the Grove as a primary hero is not normal, and I am very, very curious as to what type of strategy that the Death Knight will be trying to employ against a Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove normally sometimes used against an orc player, as they're able to shut down grunts pretty consistently, but this is going to be really, really strange. All right, Keeper of the Grove now coming inside here, and he's going to be going straight after a couple of ghouls. There's an Ancient of War that I was actually hiding off over here, and there's a quick entangle, and you're going to see some easy damage already being done. One ghoul already taken out, as this Ancient of War was a proxy Ancient of War. Not quite sure where it actually made itself. I'd have to go back. I did not spot that. I really do apologize, as there is a wisp now down over here. All right, Ancient of War is fighting against here. You can see that most likely the Keeper of, or the Ancient of War was built here and then ate a line into the trees so that it would not get shot down. All right, you can see him now making its way over. If the Ancient of War makes its way over here and roots himself, he will be able to take down that Nerubian tower, since he is going to end up having fortified armor. Fortified armor, very difficult to deal with, as you can see that damage is pretty much just being mitigated. Meanwhile, off to the north, Keeper of the Grove is trying to run away from the Death Knight, and the Keeper of the Grove is not going to have any problems trying to outrun that Death Knight here. Ancient of War still causing a bit of problems off over here. Let's take a look down over here. I really think if the Keeper of the Ancient of War just rooted itself right there with fortified armor, he would actually be in a very decent spot. Now fighting up against a lot of ghouls right there. He's eating his way into the tree line, making it very difficult for those ghouls to get inside there, and he's just going to continue to eat himself into this position here, trying to really get out of the range of those towers. You can now take a Keeper of the Grove, and now what another beautiful entangle. Keeper of the Grove is going to get the Ancient of War going to get one more shot off, and then let the entangle finish off the unit there, and that is going to be 2 ghouls. Nope. Wow, the Ancient of War may have gotten the kill there. So far, the Keeper of the Grove has no experience, as the Death Knight now off to the north here. All right, Keeper of the Grove taking a little bit more damage than I would have expected so far. He is now at He is now down to about 361 hit points. Meanwhile, down over here, this Ancient of War still causing a bit of problems, trying to eat around. And what's interesting is that if he ate line of sight, he could actually go down here and then end up on the other side of his opponent's base. And that is just going to open up for some really strange strategies later on. Perhaps an Ancient Protector can be placed back over here with an Ancient of War standing guard. That is just a really strange spot to be, as now down over here the Death Knight is going to be going up and trying to take down and get in a little bit more creeping. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove now going to be creeping with a large number of archers. That is not exactly what I expected from his opponent, and you can see that we are at Tree of Ages, or constructing Tree of Ages right now. All right, there are 6 archers now out on the field. There is an Ancient of Wonders down over here. We are going to get pull aggro over. Ancient of Wonders going to take a little bit of damage right there, and you can see that this Ancient of Wonders really just needs to start eating another tree to not have any problems. Meanwhile, back over here, Death Knight going to get within range. You can take a look. The Ancient of War is just wandering around, still not quite sure. If it ate around this way, that would actually be really funny. As I mentioned, you can see that there is that Ancient of War now rooting itself, and it is going to be trying to engage against these towers. You can see a lot of damage being dealt. 5 or 2 armor there, fortified armor, going after some of these ghouls. That ghoul may end up backing off, but you can see that those ghouls are just really working hard to try and take down these units. Out of range of this one particular acolyte, but you can see that this Ancient of War is going to end up taking down but with not before the Keeper of the Grove is going to get to level 2 first. You can also see that there's the Null Overseer getting entangled off over here. It's going to get completely neutralized and picking up an item, Pyramid of Vitality. Very, very nice item there. And you can see that those archers are pretty much going to finish off those skeletal minions without any problem. Rather high damage if you can get a large number of them. There goes that Ancient of War. Really would have liked to have seen him eat all the way around and then start taking out a large number of those trees, making it very difficult to gather lumber later. That would have been a rather unorthodox strategy, getting into lumber issues later on, since an Ancient of Wars just ate many of them. All right, now let's consider it back over here. Death Knight now trying to go up against a large number of units here. That is not going to be an easy fight for any of those skeletal minions. Skeletal minions taking a lot of damage here. You can take a look back over here as well. The Knoll just down to 7 hit points, already taken down. That is the power of those arrows. Those arrows seem to just track their target oh so well. As you can see it now, another kill there. Keeper of the Grove, very close to level 3, and is in fact going to get to level 3 right there. Level 3 Keeper of the Grove, level 2 Entangle. And that means Crypt Fiends are going to have a very difficult time. However, you can see Coolxian now going into Moonwells. We are going into Hippogriffs. And yes, we did see this earlier. The Hippogriffs have less armor, but I believe that their attack speed, well, no, their attack speeds are about the same, even though the Hippogriff has 0 armor compared to the Gargoyles 3, which would mean that they have 15% more hit points than you would normally think, which is 120 more. You would think that in a straight-up fight they would be about the same, but no, that is not the case there. As you can see, Gargoyles just absolutely getting picked apart right now, as the army of archers and hippogriffs more than enough to fend this off. Meanwhile, down over here, Keeper of the Grove has to be very careful. It does have Boots of Speed. Death Knight now trying to chase him, but Boots of Speed on a Keeper of the Grove should be able to outrun any units. There is another Entangle there. Gargoyles now making its way over, and how much damage does a level 2 Entangle do to a Ghoul? Let's take a look at this. He's already down to 144, 129, 114, 99 hit points. It looks like that's going to be coming to an end soon. 54, 39, 24, 9 hit points. Oh, wow. The Keeper of the Grove finished off the unit with just 1 Entangle. I did not know that. Does it do 360 damage? I mean, that is a very long Entangle, and I believe it's about 15 damage per shot or second, so that may in fact be the amount of damage that you saw there. All right, let's go ahead and move back over here. We are looking at 88 lumber, and that is about it. You can take a look. Death Knight trying to get to level 3. Keeper of the Grove now off to the north. Clarity Potion getting up a bit more mana. Archers are all in position. It doesn't look like the Hippogriffs will be taking any riders anytime soon. Sometimes I wish that the Hippogriff riders were a little bit stronger of a unit. The Archer and the Hippogriff together, the Archer being able to attack with arrows while the Hippogriffs are also able to attack with melee. That would be an extreme advantage, being able to work together like that. Meanwhile, you can see that this one Lich taking a fair bit of damage, but as you guys know, heroes do not have debuffs last on them nearly as long, and the Keeper of the Grove's Entangling Roots is considered a debuff, meaning it will not do a full 360 points of damage to a hero, since it doesn't last as long, and there is also magical armor involved. Back over here, Keeper of the Grove looking to finish off another Ghoul, gets an easy shot right there, gets another Entangle off on this Acolyte here. Death Knight now will be trying to make its way over, and it looks like a new Acolyte will be forced to be trained here. That Acolyte is just going to slowly lose hit points, but you got to remember, he is on Blight, so he is regenerating hit points a little bit more than that Ghoul was, which was off of Blight, hence the longer death time. Keeper of the Grove now heading back off to the north. Hippogriffs are all nearby. No, Hippogriff Riders. All right, Hippogriff Riders. This may be an absolutely strange new meta that we are looking at. You can see 16 to 18 damage. They are in the air. They are not going to win against the Gargoyles, though. That was my main concern for them. Do they attack faster? Do they have better range? I don't know, but things are now just completely different than what we have expected in the past. If you had, I guess, a flock of other units in the back, that would actually look better, and all of a sudden the tables have turned. Undead players who have been using Gargoyles against Night Elf players for so long are now returning the favor after 10 years. Hippogriff Riders now attempting to come in here. All right, there comes the units. Are we going to see a Frost Nova? Things now turning around. You can see that the Hippogriff Riders are in a bit of a run here. 1 armor. They get 1 little bit of extra armor, and that is it. But Frost Nova has been known to really just destroy Hippogriff Riders in the past. We'll see if this is going to be the case. You know what? I don't. Well, I would assume Frost Nova destroys Hippogriff Riders. I don't think there's. I don't have any actual physical evidence, but there you see it right there, slowing down a group of units. There's a Death Coil, and the Death Knight may be able to try and catch up to that. This is the reason why Hippogriff Riders, the sum of 2 units, doesn't necessarily mean that they are stronger than the 2 units separately. That is just a poor, unfortunate circumstance as more Hippogriffs are being added. Now, back over here, Keeper of the Grove going to run inside. He does, in fact, have a potion of healing. Is he going to get an entangle off? Yes, gets an entangle off onto an Acolyte. Is going to go ahead and teleport away back once more. Back to the north. He is absolutely annoying, but I don't know if annoyance can win WarCraft 3 games. He has been poking apart at Acolytes, really causing problems. 34 over 50, but the strength of the Gargoyles over the Hippogriff Riders, you can see that even at a 34 supply army compared to a 48, the Night Elf doesn't really want to engage straight up in a fight. Normally, if you have a 15 supply difference in a fight, you would be trying to engage and win every which way. All right, Gargoyles are extremely fast with that Unholy Aura, but the Death Knight cannot give Unholy Aura that far out. And you're going to see that those Hippogriff Riders are just going to be in a straight-up run away. All right, units now making their way back off to the north. If the Hippogriff Riders kept their melee attack, and that would be perhaps even more useful, or give the option for both. If they're ranged, give them the range attack. If they're melee, give them a melee attack. I'm sure the folks at Blizzard, if there's anyone that actually still worked on the original Warcraft 3, they could do this in an instant. All right, let's take a look at it. Just taking down the Null Warden. There's one Null Overseer off over here. That's going to get taken down very, very fast. Keeper of the Grove just going to dance around in circles. There is that Orb of Venom getting in a little bit of extra damage. Circuit of Nobility picked up. Pure of Vitality. Looked like it was dropped for a second. Now picked back up as the Death Knight still sitting at level 3. All right, Keeper of the Grove wants some more ghouls, and ghouls do taste awfully, awfully good right now. Will that be enough to take down a ghoul that is sitting on Blight? You may need a couple shots from, well, a Hippogriff Rider to finish off that ghoul. There is is that going to be another entangle? Yes, another entangle there. There's another unit there as we now see a level 5 Keeper of the Grove. All right, level 5 Keeper of the Grove. This is going to be interesting just because of, well, let's see. Is this ghoul going to get taken down? I don't think so. I think he has enough regen. Oh, wait. Force of Nature. No, the ghouls are enough. And here you go. There is an attack now. Staff of Teleportation in order to get away. Not going to have enough to finish it off. And the Keeper of the Grove is once more back at home, really abusing those Moon Wells and those Clarity Potions. And he's going to get back up to 450 mana in no time flat. Death Knight has not been able to really slow down these Hippogriff Riders at all. The Hippogriff Riders 20 to 24 damage. And the Gargoyles, oh, there's the engagement. Oh, they dismounted. And all of a sudden, things turn around. All right, Hippogriff Riders ready to engage as the archers are now back all on the ground. So being able to dismount. Oh, Scroll of Town Portal now being used. What's going to be happening here? There's the engage. There's that Frost Nova. There's the teleportation away. 36 over 80 compared to 35 over 50 as now the units back off to the north here. Lich has a sacrificial skull, really wants to finish off those units. Yeah, the dismount really caught his opponent off guard there as all of a sudden he really needed to engage with all of his units, not just those gargoyles. Archers and hippogriffs working together are stronger than straight up gargoyles since the piercing damage adds just a little bit more of an edge. All right, Keeper of the Grove now going to be wandering inside here. You can see that the ghouls are away. Are we going to see another entangle? No, the Keeper of the Grove is unable to get into position. And now where is he going next? Maybe forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. And where is he going? He is trying to get some damage. Oh, there's an anti-magic shell making sure that, oh, Stone Form on a surround onto the Keeper of the Grove, forcing a scroll or a Staff of Teleportation as he teleports once more back home. All right. Expansion now in play for Darken. as he knows that he cannot live off of one base alone. Meanwhile, we have about a little bit more than 5 minutes of mining at each of those bases. Keeper of the Grove in serious trouble, cannot stick around for far too long, quickly suffers 300 points of damage, turns around, and now retreats. Hippogriff Riders are off over here, ready for some action. Hippogriff Riders off over here as well. We are now back up to 49 over 90, 500 gold in the bank. Meanwhile, 40 over 70, pretty much no gold in the bank, as you see him now perhaps trying to haunt a gold mine here in just a second. Hippogriff Riders now need a break away from the other side. Are we going to see the Hippogriff Riders dismounting here in just a moment? And this would be a perfect time to dismount, and all of a sudden, all those Hippogriff Riders need to really reconsider their terms of, or the Gargoyles who need to reconsider their employment and what they're doing, chasing after Hippogriff Riders, or archers and Hippogriffs. This is a beautiful use of the Night Elf unit that we have not seen in many, many years. Beautiful, beautiful play, and I believe this may actually become the new standard. And the meta is still evolving. I am absolutely enjoying this game. I hope you guys are, as everyone is just trying to figure out how to deal with this still. Keeper of the Grove does a walk by, sees that there is there is an entangle onto that one acolyte there. Keeper of the Grove knew that it was there, quickly got an entangle on him, and this acolyte is not long for this world, quickly joining the undead by dying. If you guys didn't know, acolytes are actually living units, or living things that just serve the undead, so even in their death, they are very, very happy. I'm just sure he'd rather have been a shade than just getting choked to death by a whole bunch of vines. Lich attempting to get to level 4 here. Death Knight already at level 4, and I am surprised that we have not yet seen a transition into Panda. Panda is an extremely, extremely useful, strong unit. As we can see, another entangle now going down. There is, Force of Nature right there. Gargoyles are there, and there goes the archers. Archers quickly dismount, causing problems for all of those units, and I believe a gargoyle or two did end up losing that fight. All right, Keeper of the Grove does have a scroll of healing. That is actually extremely scary. As you see a Frost Nova right there, all the units are on a run. Lich now a little bit poisoned, as the units are now going to be engaging right here. Hippogriffs now getting taken down. No, wow, one Hippogriff down to 16 hit points, able to escape. Lich gets in the final blow there, as the Hippogriffs were doing a little bit of chasing. Death Knight has given the potion of invulnerability over. Archers are now continuing this fight here. As you can see, no, that one gargoyle or two gargoyles still alive. Units off to the north. I am surprised that we didn't get level 3 entangling roots, though. Force of Natures are easily devoured by magic, but I don't see a slaughterhouse, and that means no destroyers for quite some time. I would actually be surprised if they even went destroyers at this point, as destroyers would end up just being a very, very problematic. All right, there's the entangle. Archer now going to get out of position there. There goes a ghoul. There goes another ghoul. Oh, the gargoyles are now down into stone form, so they are currently out of the equation. So now the Hippogriffs are just completely not very useful at all. All right, Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 6. Archers getting picked off, as the stone form gargoyles healing back up, and I have not cast a game like this ever. I hope you guys are enjoying game number 1 in this series, and there's plenty of games more in this series, as even just a shift in the meta and how the game is being played is one of the reasons why I'm enjoying this cast so much. Only about 1 minute left in the gold mine for the Night Elf, and it would be an absolute shame if with all of the new strategies that Coolxian is attempting with Hippogriff Riders, Archers mounting and dismounting, only to lose the material race because of a bit of a miscalculation there. All right, let's see. Oh wait, no, it is actually level 2 level 3 roots, because he doesn't have Thorns Aura. So it's level 2 Force of Nature, level 3 entangling roots. As the Keeper of the Grove now down to 158 hit points, has to be extremely careful. Another nuke will take him down. There's a potion of healing. He needs an anti-magic potion as well. Does the Death Knight have enough mana? No, he does not. I guess he calculated that into the equation, as the Keeper of the Grove now down to 100 186 hit points. Off over here, the Hippogriffs are now off to the north, and it looks like the Shade was keeping track of the Hippogriff enough to say, you know what, Coolxian, you can go ahead and run into your sea of Moonwells. That is quite alright, and he still has a lot of Moonwells ready to go for this next fight. Alright, entangling this gold mine off over here. This gold mine is now out of commission. 51 over 100. Well, I guess since you are not currently mining, that's no harm, no foul there. Oh, sentry wards picked up. Are we going to see death there? No, but there is a Crypt Fiend who has taken a lot of damage. Crypt Fiend's now being added in order to help deal with the Hippogriffs here. Now, Hippogriffs are now fighting back here. You can see gargoyles are falling. There is also an obsidian statue. Both sides just falling left and right here. One Hippogriff back over there. The Hippogriff is now landed. Why can't he just peck away at that Crypt Fiend? Not quite sure why it doesn't work both ways, as the Lich has fallen, but he did resurrect because of the Ankh of Reincarnation. Continuing this fight here, Hippogriff after Hippogriff winning their fights, as now there are no more gargoyles. Lich in trouble. Death Knight comes in with the Death Coil, but a day late and $1 short in mid-animation, as the Death Knight now in trouble here. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 7, focusing down this one Death Knight here. The Keeper of the Grove could actually cast Tranquility, which I do not believe I've ever seen in a professional WarCraft 3 game. Level 7 Keeper of the Grove, unorthodox strategy for the win there, but I believe it's actually level 3 Force of Natures walking around the map, and these level 3 Force of Natures are actually absorbing a fair bit of damage, soaking up damage from these from all of these towers off over here. All right, Hippogriffs in a little bit of trouble. Now backing off, one getting webbed down again. It looks like a Death Coil gonna go in and try and save this guy off over here. Let's take a look at this Hippogriff. Oh, Hippogriff now on the move in the middle of a stride. Looks like he will be able to get away with the Archer as the rider, as the Keeper of the Grove now making its way back off to the north. All right, Acolytes slowly trickling their way up to the haunted gold mine here. Meanwhile, Wisp enjoying the nice safety and comfort of this entangled gold mine, as both sides have their second bases or their mining operations extended. Keeper of the Grove in a little bit of trouble. Oh, really should just go after the obsidian statue. If you entangle, actually no, you cannot entangle the mechanical unit. I don't believe. There is another entangle onto that unit, and you can see the reason why the obsidian statue is just such an important target. Are we getting destroyer form? No, we are not. Death Coil now comes in. Staff of Teleportation once more teleports away, as there is an Archer. Hippogriffs now down over here. No real way to reveal that Shade unless the Dust of Appearance is used. Keeper of the Grove currently okay. Hippogriffs. Oh, I actually never thought of this. The Archers and the Hippogriffs purposely dismounted so that they can both heal faster. Since they have faster regeneration at night, they dismounted, and then when they're ready to go, they're going to remount, and then it's combination of their hit points again. All right, I don't know if Coolxian actually did that for that specific reason. If he did, he has played this strategy and he in the past, and he knows it inside and out. Keeper of the Grove now running back off to the north, however, suffering a lot of damage, down to 200 hit points, and rising now, as he is going to be able to heal back up just a little bit. Has to be very careful. Oh, gonna go Keeper of the Grove. There's an entangle onto another Acolyte. Just a drive-by strangling from that Keeper of the Grove. Yeah, nature will definitely rise against you. Now, what is going to be happening next? Hippogriffs all ready to go. The Keeper of the Grove is now here ready as well. You can see these units all fighting back. Acolyte is here to repair those obsidian statues. We're going to be getting into a fight over here. Coolxian does not have any ancient protectors. No defense whatsoever here at this expansion. Wisp now being brought over to do a bit of repairing. Oh wait, no, just straight up detonations. They're trying to detonate onto the units here, remove their mana, and now repairs are now getting underway. All right, those Acolytes, are they going to get a detonation? Oh, there is a detonation. Not very much, though. You can see the Keeper of the Grove still wandering around here. Where are the other units? They are lying in wait off to the north, as the Keeper of the Grove picks up a scroll of healing to try and counteract everything. There is another repair. There is an entangle, and here we go. There is the fight. This could be it. Now, everything riding in on this fight here. Hippogriff getting focused down with that web. Both sides now fighting very, very heavily. You can see Entangle now just focusing on unit after unit after unit. A Scroll of Healing now going after the Obsidian statues. It looks like Undead is losing units faster, and it looks like the Hippogriffs are just not falling at this point. Scroll of Healing, healing up many of those units there. Keeper of the Grove still has plenty of mana. Gets an Entangle off on the Crypt Fiend and on the Lich. There is a Death Coil saving that Lich. Potion of Healing now being transferred over to it as well, as a Frost Nova hits all of those Hippogriffs off to the north. All right, Keeper of the Grove trying to get in front of the Lich. Potion of Healing was not used in time. Perhaps it was on cooldown or already used, as a level 8 Keeper of the Grove is going up against a level 5 Death Knight. A sentence I have never said in my years of casting, as it looks like the level 8 Keeper of the Grove, with the help of a bunch of Hippogriff Riders, will finish off that level 5 Death Knight. It looks like the writing is on the wall. Keeper of the Grove should be able to finish off this unit here. He doesn't even need to go after the main base. Staff of Teleportation heading... Where is he heading? Heading back off to the north. He's going to heal back up and now make its way over somewhere else. Let's take a look at the army size, 28 over 80. Hippogriffs now going to be making their way over there as well. Archers being brought over. The Keeper of the Grove can just stand right here and cast Tranquility and let the remaining units just constantly heal back up underneath. I don't know what's going to happen. And oh, that's absolutely hilarious. Thorn's Aura on Hippogriffs to deal with the gargoyles. All right, there is a whole bunch of Trents now joining in on the fight. You can see the focus damage. There is the Entangle now. There is Tranquility now being cast. You can see that the one Hippogriff is taking a lot of damage. May be forced to back off. Nope, does not back off in time. The Focus Fire may actually be enough to counteract this one Hippogriff. Should have been backing off for quite some time now. It gets taken down. You can see Webb now still getting involved in these fights here, as the Hippogriffs are just going after the Spirit Towers first, knowing that they're the high damage unit. Keeper of the Grove now at level 9. And yes, Web is constantly being cast. It looks like no Staff of Preservation. There is the game, as Coolxian takes game numbers 1 over Darken. Keeper of the Grove with mass Hippogriffs. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.